you saw one of Kendra G's recent live streams where this guy talked about being sexually assaulted. I don't know if you guys saw that, right? Divine Photos, did you see that one where this guy, he came up, I'm gonna pull it up in a second, and he talked about him having a child and how he got that child. Since that video, that live, Kendra G has removed that video. Shout out to Thon Lex, his channel, you guys. If you haven't went over and supported him, definitely go over, support his channel. I'm gonna try to get the link to his video and put it in the description. She took the video down, so that video is nowhere to be found. I didn't see any other reactions to it whatsoever. The only one that you can actually see, this one, is on Thon Lex's channel. But I thought this was crazy. Even her audience, the Kendra cousins, did not agree with her. And for her to delete this, she must have realized this was not good. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
Papa Dan.
Yo, Papa Dan.
Papa Dan?
Yeah. It's my company, my business. But yeah. Yeah.
Say
so
what,
I've been
sir?
on your show before. Yeah, I've been on your show before, like back in 2022 when you first got
3 years ago.
Yeah, a little minute ago. Yeah, so then that was back when I was in Florida. I live in St. Louis now, so
We've grown so much. We got the Kendra Cam, we got a dating app. So you want to do it again?
I'm here to try again. Different city, new people. You know what I mean? So let's go for it.
Let's go for it. What's your name, sir? You said Pop. So what am I gonna call you?
You can call me Daniel, Papa Dan. That's
Daniel.
No.
Daniel, and you're in St. Louis now?
St. Louis now.
How old are you?
33, going on 34.
Okay, and what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces, March 5th, baby.
Okay. You have any kids?
I have a son.
How old is your son?
He's gonna be 2. He's another Pisces, just like his daddy.
Why you not with the mama?
He's March 10th.
Why you not with the mama? You had a baby since you've been on my show too.
Yeah. Another person trying to run the system, trying to take advantage,
She do?
Yeah, you can say that. We as a man, I can't really run with that narrative because nobody will really believe it. But yeah, I put it on the Bible that's what happened. But at the end of the day, I'm still an accountable adult. Still gotta do what I have to do in this world, because that is my prodigy. So nevertheless, how he got here, that's what we doing.
She asked that question not thinking that he was going to respond the way he responded, y'all. Oh my God, this was crazy as hell. But the way she responded after he says that, to me, was cringy. I just thought if this was a woman, I don't think she would have done this to a woman. And this speaks to why a lot of men don't talk about their situations, because it's minimized and it's not taken seriously, which is horrible. This is why a lot of women can get away with stuff like this, because nobody takes it seriously. But let's continue.
I need the details of how you got raped by the girl.
She is not a citizen of America. So naturally, if you've been in America illegally, you're gonna try to do your best to try to stay.
I'm gonna put
in your mind and way of thinking. Not even if you ask any of your homegirls that's international too, they'll tell you ain't a good idea to just go up sleep with an American dude and just try to have a baby so you can try to stay in America, hoping he will marry you. That's what they be hoping they gonna marry you. No, they ain't gonna get ain't gonna get Papa Dan. No, won't gonna get me.
Papa Dan. So I wanted to explain your side.
What's up?
But all that being said, you still have to willingly have, this is why I said, because that's the only way a woman could trap you. Right. But if you willingly had sex with her, then you participated. So did you willingly have sex with her?
I mean, she got me.
This is certainly victim shaming. This is victim blaming.
Like I said, on the level of accountability,
she Bill Cosby you? She gave you a pill?
For me, I can say on a level of accountability, when a woman wraps their legs around you in the process of you being on top and you trying to relinquish yourself from the situation, and she's saying, no, dude, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna have my baby. And in that moment as a dude, you're like, all right, well, we're gonna do plan B like we normally do. And then she looked at me like, no, we ain't doing that neither. So, I was like,
okay, so you know all this in the act and you still went through with it. So how was this rape?
What women's rights, her body, her choice.
Exactly. So here's the deal: her body, her choice. But you can decide not to put your body inside her body. That
Very
was your
well
choice.
so, and that's the level of accountability that I have in the situation. I used to be a winemaker. She got me drunk off my own supply. I don't ever drink my own supply. 13% alcohol content. She said, "Ooh, Daniel, come and drink this wine with me in the room. I'm gonna bring a glass." I'm like, I ain't trying to, but my dumb self did what it did, and that's just the level of accountability I have for it. So here we are today, trying to hope and pray we can find a wholesome woman that can treat your boy right. Somebody with some knowledge on her side that has been through the trenches and know how tough it is in this dating pool that got all the piss in it,
Now, I will say, listen, he's explaining what happened. She got him drunk and wrapped her legs around in the act and, proceeded to make, have him do that. It does seem like victim shaming. It sounds like she's not showing any accountability towards the woman who's doing this. When these type of women talk about other women, they act as if women don't manipulate men, and women don't do these types of things when they do. And so she's dismissing him on every front. Every time he says something, she's dismissing it. She's not taking him seriously whatsoever. And so sometimes I think a lot of women don't get it unless they had a son. Unless you had a son and your son tell you this type of story, of course you should scold him about why would you put yourself in this position. But at the same time, you got to look at the woman as well. The guy said he was being accountable about his part because, you put yourself in this position, of course, but at the same time, just like women put themselves in positions, that doesn't mean that the other person has a right to take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? If you say no, or if you say, no, I don't want to do it, you should move away. But it's okay when women do it, but not when it happens to a man. Let's continue.
That's the story you really want to tell? So that's the story you really going with?
I'm going to say, you put the words in my mouth when you initially said.
You were supposed to, I was being.
What was that?
I said that, no, hold on real quick. I said that because you said a woman trapped you. So sarcastically, I said, oh, she you?
Right.
And then you said yes.
You know what? A man can never be a damsel in distress because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be masculine. We're not supposed to have feelings. But in the whole light of the situation, when we had the pre-conversation about kids, I didn't want to have kids at that time.
So here's the deal. Okay, if you don't want to have kids at times, then your responsibility is A, you don't have sex with her because you don't want to have kids. B, you wear a condom to protect yourself from having kids. Yeah. And then we can have the grown folks, there is a grown folks pull-out game. So my thing is, regardless of what she said, you are still a man that has to take accountability for participating in the activity. Like I've already said,
we can rewind the video, love. I've already taken accountability for the whole issue of it.
So let's just do this then. Let's on record deny that you were because you was not.
That ain't your place to do, in my opinion. You would never tell a woman, that is victim shaming. You would never tell a woman on her accounts that didn't happen to her. That I think Kendra G was out of line for that. I'm gonna have to say that was, in my opinion, which we all have opinions, she was out of line for that. You don't tell somebody what did or didn't happen to them. You weren't there. You didn't see the experience. That's something you leave alone. I wouldn't even delve all into that. I'm like, oh my God. If anything, I would have been like, I'm sorry that happened to you. If that was your relative or your son or somebody, you wouldn't want anybody to dismiss their situation like that. And I think that's where, she fell short, in my opinion. Child, let's continue.
I'll just say the woman's eyes, no. But if I was to talk to a group of men and tell them what happened, it didn't happen to several dudes. We just don't talk about it. These are like stories we don't tell. Crip stories we just don't tell. But at the end of the day, my perception is my perception of what really happened. Only I and the person that had the child that up and decided to be a single mother, because a lot of times, you don't understand, if there are women striving out here to be single mothers, they do not want men in the picture.
Hold on real quick.
What's that?
I'm not disagreeing with her intentions, right? Maybe her intentions were to get pregnant by you, to stay in America. There's no disagreement there.
Right.
The intentions of what you're describing could very well be true. The disagreement is you claiming to have been like, that's the disagreement.
Discrepancy wise, so I can give you so we can move on. I got drunk off my own supply of wine that I made, that I squished with my hands. You serve me wine, you force it down my throat, I get drunk. Now, every woman's story is if they get drunk and they get instantly, the man is guilty, he goes to jail, lock away the key in the chamber of secrets.
Exactly.
But like I said, in America, realistically, that will never be the man's narrative. And that's why hold on, let me finish. That's why
I'm not gonna let you finish because I'm gonna let you finish and I'm jumping in because
sure.
She's so goddamn rude. I'm sorry. That's very rude and disrespectful. You're arguing with a man who told you he was taken advantage of. You have no information or knowledge to know. You're not an investigator. You're not on the scene of the crime. You wasn't there. You don't know what actually took place. It's his word. So take his word at face value because you don't have anything else. It's like, this is why I say women are automatically believed even when they lie. And a man is automatically not true. I don't believe you. I can't take your word. That's some messed up stuff. Let's finish this.
You are telling the wrong story. When those women are using the example of they have passed out, right? So these are women that if they were drugs, they will say that they were not even coherent in the act of sex. They cannot.
I'm telling you that I wasn't coherent.
No, you are coherent because you told me exactly what happened. You cannot compare yourself to women who have been drugged because these women don't remember anything. You're a liar. You can recite
quote unquote, Kendra don't remember anything. Anybody can wake up from consciousness during the act of something and completely fall back asleep. And when you go to court, like I said, it's her word against mine. Like I said, Kendra, at the end of the day, I'm not here to stir no pot. I'm not on.
He was very nice the entire time.
Hood, traveling pants club. We ain't here to do none of that. We just here to see if there's any.
You got triggered because you hate men.
Understand a brother's situation because there's a lot of other brothers have been through the same thing I have, and I could be a bitter baby daddy and I could be bashing her all over the world like most men would, but I don't have time to do that. I'm a progressive male. I done moved on with my life. She didn't got a whole nother man and is doing what she doing. So. For me, we can all we can do is be adults about any situation and move past it. If we can't work what we got out, move past it.
Babe, we're gonna move forward with the interview, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Only a goofy woman is gonna reach out to you.
No, I know you got this. Something ain't right. I'm just saying, in the brain.
I beg your pardon.
So what you were talking about, you gotta understand. That type of woman is going to hit you up. Any woman with any sense is going to look at what you're saying about your ex and the child's mother and try to consider that as like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right. And this is between me and God at the end of the day.
Well, so I want to say this again. Again, how I got there was because you said you were taken advantage of. So that's why I said that. And then we went down the rabbit hole. I would have never said that if you didn't claim to have been taken advantage of.
Any man who follows Kendra G after this you're an idiot.
Here nor relevant to my decision making and how I conduct myself now. That was then, this is now, this is present day. I mean, I don't know. What more you could really want from me in that particular situation. Whether I get a goofy woman or not, I think everybody is goofy until proven not goofy. So
okay, fair enough.
This was straight up horrible. It really was. She just straight dismissed that man, and that's unfortunate. And then to say, she didn't really believe that he was taken advantage of. She don't believe he was taken advantage of. But if that was a woman, she wouldn't even question the woman. And even though we've seen situations where women straight up lie, but try to tell this man what didn't happen to him, that was straight up wrong. I don't care how you try to look at it, which way, I could like certain things about you, but I'm still going to be honest about my opinion when it comes to it. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. In my opinion, Kendra G was wrong in this point with this guy. He is owed an apology. He needs to be apologized to because you can't sit here and tell somebody what you believe because you don't believe them that it didn't happen to them, and you shouldn't say that. I mean, what would you consider great? Somebody taking advantage of you, what would you consider it? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't.